What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. As most of you will know, Joe Swinson appeared on Iain Dow's LBC show earlier today, answering some pretty boring questions about the Lib Dems and their policies. To be honest with you, it was a bit of a disappointment that Iain Dow did not give her a harder time of it, considering the Lib Dems want to openly stick their middle finger up to the 17.4 million people who voted to leave the EU in the 2016 referendum and outright cancel Brexit. He should have had her squirming in her seat, but he was fairly friendly with her in what seems like pre-approved questions, if you ask me. Now, in amongst this hour-long borefest, the Lib Dem leader admitted she had been working with Dominic Grieve for over a year now, with the aim of stopping Brexit. This is something I have long suspected, as have many others, but had no evidence to back it up until now. She makes this statement in response to Iain Dow mocking her so-called pact with the Greens and Plaid Cymru as a one-way deal that overwhelmingly benefits the Liberal Democrats at the expense of the Green Party, who stood down in 51 seats compared to the Lib Dems standing down in just 17, before asking her why is she standing a candidate against former Tory MP David Gauke, who is an arch Ramoner and recently told voters to support the Liberal Democrats on national television, which is the bit we are interested in here, because after that she goes on to claim, like I said, the former Tory Dominic Grieve has been involved with the Lib Dem efforts to stop Brexit altogether a lot longer than Gauke, which makes me wonder if Grieve, the snivelling shitweasel, has been working with the Lib Dems a lot longer than the year she claims. So let's hear what she had to say.
But I think we have acted in a generous way also to stand down in seats in favour of the Green Party, or indeed in favour of Plaid Cymru in Wales, and indeed additionally to stand down in Anna Soubry's constituency in Broxtowe and in Beaconsfield where Dominic Grieve is standing.
Why not David Gauke? Because David Gauke publicly has urged people to vote Liberal Democrat, and yet you're putting up a candidate against him.
Look, when you look at people like Anna and Dominic, they have been supporting the People's Vote campaign. They have, months and months ago made that move and taken a stand.
David Gauke was fighting the cause in the cabinet, so he could have only done it when he left the cabinet.
Yeah, and all I would say is, that those individuals have been sacrificed their political careers effectively in the Conservative Party and fought that cause. I mean, I've been sitting around the table in meetings with Dominic and Anna for more than a year now in terms of trying to stop Brexit. Their commitment to this has been significant and long lasting, and so I'm proud that we're standing down in those constituencies.
Well, I'm not really interested in Joe's claims that the Lib Dems are generous for standing down in 17 seats when others have stood down in 50. That seems like Diane Abbott mathematics there, if you consider 51 to 17 generous. It's just more bullshit from this bullshit artist, but you heard her say she is standing down for Anna Soubry and Dominic Grieve, because they've been involved in stopping Brexit longer than David Gauke, who, like I said earlier, will have to compete against not only Labour, but the Conservatives and Lib Dems for his seat when he publicly told people to back the Liberal Democrats only last week. She openly admits the Tory traitor Dominic Grieve has been working with her for over a year now, which we can all assume means he's been working with Guy Verhofstadt for that long, if not longer, since we know the Lib Dems answered to him and his EU masters. They openly allowed him to promote the idea of an EU empire at their party conference. So I would say it's definitely a safe bet to assume anyone in bed with the Lib Dems is in bed with the EU to the same level as them. Many have suspected there was a lot more Tory traitors working within the party behind the scenes for at least the latter part of the last year, aside from the ones we obviously knew about beforehand. And from what Joe's saying, we can be almost certain that Grieve, and likely others who are not standing in this election, have been working with the EU and Lib Dems for a lot longer than the media outlets have been reporting on it, which is something that's only happened recently, because of course these ardent Ramoners began promoting their treachery shortly after Boris Johnson won the leadership contest and became the Prime Minister. I'm sure you will all remember the reports I covered about Grieve, Ian Blackford and other Lib Dem and Green Party MPs who went over to discuss stopping Brexit with the EU when they were pictured at the Eurostar terminal for their little snakes on the train photo op. Joe states these Tory traitors sacrificed their political careers to stop Brexit, so she is proud to stand down for them. Meaning all them times Dominic Grieve was running around saying he wanted a deal in order for us to leave the EU, he was really working with undemocratic spunk trumpets like this hag who think democracy is what they want, regardless of what the country actually voted for. I will enjoy the election night stream when Dominic Grieve loses his seats, along with a lot of his traitor friends. Now, as I've already said, we all suspected this was likely to be happening for a long time now. But finally, we have some evidence to suggest at least Grieve has been working against the British people for well over a year. I think it's more likely to have been 3 years, but she can't say that because it might contradict manifesto policies that got them all elected in 2017, which could turn voters off them at this election. They are snakes in the grass, remember. Their treachery knows no bounds, and most of what they say is probably only half-truths, even when they're admitting to this treachery. But on that note, I am going to end the video there. I want to thank our PayPal, Patreon and Subscribestar members for supporting the channel, along with everyone who watches my videos. Remember to let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. Leave a like, subscribe with the notification bell, and share this video as it helps the channel a lot. And I will see you all in the next one.
This Parliament is a dead Parliament. It should no longer sit. It has no moral right to sit on these green benches. They don't like the truth. Twice they have been asked to let the electorate decide upon whether they should continue to sit in their seats, while they block 17.4 million people's votes. This Parliament is a disgrace. But they're too cowardly to give it a go. But the time is coming. The time is coming, Mr. Speaker, when even these turkeys won't be able to prevent Christmas.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors, slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.